Hi there, welcome back. I am so happy to have you with me here today. And what we're going to be talking about in this video are ways that we numb out, ways that we take ourselves out of our lives, that we disconnect from ourselves, and that we take the edge off of pain. Now, I know this may not be something that you're particularly excited about. It's not glamorous, it's not sexy, but it is really important because until you get clear about how you're doing this, you're not going to be able to get a lot of traction and forward momentum in your life, and I know that's why you're here. So it is important to have a discussion about. And we're all probably pretty familiar with big process addictions like alcoholism, drug addiction, gambling, shopping, spending. And certainly those are absolutely ways people disconnect from themselves. They're ways that people numb out. But the focus of this video is going to be on the ways that we do it that are more sneaky, they're more subtle. And for a lot of women that I work with, it can look like being in other people's business, being really controlling of other people. It can look like filling your day up and being so busy that you go to bed at the end of the day, you just fall into bed and you just go right to sleep because you're so exhausted. It can look like overeating when you're not hungry, eating for comfort, eating for a sense of pleasure. It can look like being over involved in social media, in checking Facebook, Instagram, instead of being with the people in your lives, most importantly with yourself. Now, the reason that most people do this is because they are distracting themselves from something. Maybe they're distracting themselves from having their feelings about something. Maybe they're distracting themselves from their anger or their grief or their sadness. Maybe they're avoiding having a conversation with somebody that they know they need to have. There's a million and one things that we can be avoiding. But even underneath that avoidance, there is this fear that we have in this culture of being quiet and sitting still with ourselves. We don't know how to do it. We're so uncomfortable when we try. So we're just constantly going a million miles an hour, and we become these human doings instead of a human being. So the inspired action for you to take today around this is to look and see, are there any ways, those really, really sneaky ways, that you are numbing yourself and you're taking yourself out of your life, that you're not present in your life, you're not there with your children, you're in the same room with them, but you're not with them, you're not with your spouse, you're not with your coworkers. How does that look for you? How do you do that? And then to stop or to reduce the amount of time that you spend doing the whatever it is. Maybe it's that you decide that instead of spending an hour on Facebook, you're gonna spend 45 minutes. Maybe you decide that you're gonna not make your day so full and so busy, and then see what comes up for you. Are there emotions that you don't know what to do with? Are there things that you don't want to face that come up for you? Just see what comes up for you. You can always go back to the numbing, you can always go back to the zoning out, but just take a minute and see what bubbles up for you in the quiet, in the stillness, in the solitude, and let me know. I'm really curious to hear. It's all good, whatever it is, it's all good. It is just coming up to be healed. It's coming up to be expressed. So it's good stuff. And I'll be very interested to hear what happens for you when you take away or minimize a numbing behavior that you have. And I'll talk to you tomorrow.